On a journey, mile markers show your progress toward a destination.
New places to see, new people to meet.
And yet, adulting? It's exciting. And it's hard.
New experiences.
New fears to conquer.
New questions that need answers.
None of us get to the destination on our own. When that destination feels 1,000 miles away, you're not on that road alone.
Hey guys, I'm Mike, and we wanted to tell you just a little bit about what this ministry is about, really why we're even doing this. You're in the 18 to 25 generation. Some people call your generation Gen Z, but really it's the young adults in the world that we're talking to, whether you're in college, whether you're doing trades, you're in the military, whether you're married, you're single, doing college, it doesn't matter. If you're in this time of life, this is one of the most unique and awesome times of life, and it is one of the most challenging. And so much for, you can feel it. It's setting a trajectory for what your future might look like. And at this time, man, we have got some hopes. We've got some stuff that we want to see happen. And then it's always confusing too. Who am I? What am I supposed to do with my life? And who am I going to marry? Or am I ever going to get married? Would I want to have kids? Where am I going to work? Where am I going to live? All of these questions start coming up. What's going on? I want to give you just a little bit of an insight for what's happening and why what we're hoping to do and walk along with you matters. When you're younger and you're born into a world of if-then. Those of you who are computer programmers know how that works. If-then. Well, if you're a human being, you know how it goes. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. If you pass first grade, you go to second grade. If I do this, I get a reward. If I do this, I get punished. And here's the reality: our brains are wired for this style of thinking. That's the way that our learning happens in our grade schools and our high schools. We grow up learning in a very linear fashion. It's almost like we're trying really hard to make the world well-ordered, so that everything fits neatly in its box and everything is the right color. And you ever feel this? And yet all of a sudden something happens at about 17, 18, 19 years old. And the folks who study brains, I don't, but the brain scientists talk about the explosion of critical thinking. It's the next most important time in terms of your brain development, where the neurons fire and you make new connections. Critical thinking kicks in, and what it does to this beautiful, simple world that your parents and people around you have tried to put together, and for good reason, is how you learn, but all of a sudden it happens and questions come into life and stuff doesn't look the same anymore, and you're trying to figure out, where am I going to go to school, and who am I going to marry, and what's the job that I should take, and should I move over here, and I don't like my mom and dad right now, and then something happens at home, or there's a fire, and now there's a car accident or a tragedy. And anybody's life look like that? All of us. And here's what you and I can do. I'll work really hard to do everything that I can to put my life back together again. And so I'll work, and by the way, this is all I know how to play in this game. I can work pretty good, and I can get back to one side. There, my life is good. My social media will tell you that. When my mom and dad ask me how I'm doing, when my pastor or somebody else says, "How you doing?" I'm good. But really, this is where I'm at. I got questions. Stuff that I used to believe, I'm not so sure, because I don't see how it all connects anymore. And we need help. And that's part of what we wanted to do, is to be able to call us back to the hands of the one who knows how this game is played. I can't get any farther than this. I can literally only do one side, but if I hand it to somebody who knows, somebody who knows how it was put back together, somebody who knows how the wounds of my life and the mistakes that I've made and the consequences play out, when I hand that back to the person who knows who knit me together, who knows my inner thoughts, my deepest worries and concerns, when I hand that over to him, I hand it over to the one who can see my whole life. And I can't see all of that, but I can try to get my one side together for you. Part of what we're hoping to do is that maybe, just maybe, we would be one of these turns. We would be one of these moves where God helps connect you back to His grace. Not to the working, because you saw all the work that needs to be done. You know, God's going to come back and maybe He's not going to give us all of this. In fact, in our lifetime, it's not going to look like this. But there's a time in our lives, every single one of us, in which we will no longer have breath in our lungs. And it's that time when the words that Jesus said, "It is finished," will ring most true to you and for me. Who is Jesus? He's the one who knows how your life is supposed to look. He's the one who can see through all the mistakes. And He's the one who will, one square at a time, one turn at a time, will walk with you. Because you're never alone, and no circumstance is beyond His healing. We want you to know the God of love and what it is that Jesus has brought to completion.